Hi, and welcome back to Wisdom from the Angels. I'm Carolyn, and I'm an energy intuitive, and all the information about me is listed below. I do readings, I do energy sessions, and I'm available as a life coach. You can always contact me for additional information, and my email address is listed below. It is wisdomfromtheangels@gmail.com. Okay, so let's get into today's read. We're going to be using the Gaia Oracle. I don't know if you can see that. And the word Gaia is a word used to describe the planet we live on, Earth. So we can think of this as the Earth Oracle. And I'm using it this week because we have so many planets that are retrograde. We also have a solar eclipse coming. We also have a new moon. And with all these energies, it is not only affecting us, but it is affecting Mother Earth. So I thought that it was important to give information from the angels as I'm channeling to you. So I'm going to do a shuffle, and we're going to find out what the angels want to tell us today. Okay? I've already done the angel invocation prior to the recording, and I've done a prayer over the cards so that they can give us the best message for this beautiful, beautiful day. Now I'm here in the central coast of California, and it's normally sunny about this time of the morning. I'm taping a little late. It's about 11 o'clock here. And it's usually sunny. The sun may still come out even though we have a big overcast. Some people love the overcast because it keeps the temperature cool. Although our temperatures here don't usually go over 80. I'm pretty new here, so I haven't experienced a summer in the Central Coast. I'm 8 minutes to the Pacific Ocean. So it's a good walk. It's an easy walk. And I go down and I sit under my tree. Aha, we have another card that came out on yesterday's read. Okay, attachment. Wow, I believe that came out on yesterday's read. That's interesting because we are being told, even again, let go. Okay, 2 came out this time. We have lost love, surrender, healing, and release. And we have perception beyond the veil of illusion. All right? So let's take a moment. And on the bottom is intuitive communication. And it also says silent whispers of the heart. Okay? So we have these cards here. Let me just see what the angels are trying to communicate today. Because we did have attachment. And attachment and lost love kind of go together because it's telling us to let go, to surrender, to release, to allow ourselves to free ourselves of restriction in our lives. It is also saying to be loving toward ourselves. And I say to my clients often, be gentle with yourself. And especially right now, we're going through a whole lot, not just the energy that is being bombarded from the planets that are retrograde, but also what's happening here on Earth. We're still dealing with the pandemic. We're also hearing voices that we haven't heard before by the protesters. Well, we've heard the voices before, but now people are really sitting up and listening. And good for them. Good for them. And I want everyone to stay healthy. I want you to be well. And I want you to stay safe. Okay, but back to the reading. We're also getting perception. And perception says, let's look past what we may see right now. Let's look past in our own lives something that's coming up. We might perceive it one way when it's entirely a different way. what we may see as reality may be reality for us. That may not be the full picture. And the last card, intuitive communication. And it says silent whispers of the heart. So we're being called to really be gentle with ourselves, take care of ourselves, allow ourselves to heal. And oftentimes, we're afraid to be with ourselves, to just sit down and be silent, turn everything off, including our phones. Thank you for reminding myself. And to really just pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on around us. Pay attention to what is going on within us. And to just take deep breaths. And you can start by taking 4 deep breaths. In, out. Do that 4 times. And just sit still. In quiet. No music, no TV. And if you're living in a city, you may have neighbors. Try to block them out. Put all the electronics away. If you're living out in the country or in a rural area, you may have the sounds of nature. Listen to those. They can be very calming. But start to go within. And when you start to feel uncomfortable, put your hands over your heart. And then ask the angels to give you guidance. Call an angel, Gabriel. Gabriel is great for guidance. Call in Celestina for communication and for being able to creatively share what it is that is going on within. And you can share by writing in a journal. You don't have to talk to anyone about it. Write it in a journal. This is for you. This is your self-care time. And that's what we're being called to do, to start to take care of ourselves. You know, I remember getting on a plane with my children, and I remember the stewardess saying, put the oxygen mask on the adult first before the children. And I thought, no, I want to save my children. And later on, I would thought about it, and I was like, you know, if I cannot save myself, how can I help someone else? And that's what we're being called to do. We're being called to take care of ourselves. We're being called to show ourselves self-love. In the old, well, when I was growing up, they'd call that being selfish. Right now, we're being called to be a little selfish, to take that time for ourselves. And I see it as self-love. I don't see it as selfish. Selfish is a lower vibrational word. It's a lower vibrational energy. Self-love, high vibration. High vibration. Because I'm going to be honest with you. You were born alone. You will die alone. And you are the only one who can take care of yourself. Now, if you're not sure what angel to call in, say, angels, get the flock in here and start speaking to them as if they are your best friend. They have heard your potty mouth. They have seen you silly. They have been with you before you even came into this life. So start to really think of different ways that you can begin to show yourself self-love. A friend just texted me before I got on this call, and she showed me these big containers. They're big for her fire escape in Brooklyn, New York. But she started planting seeds. And I asked her, oh my goodness, what did you plant? And she told me peppermint and a few other things. That's a way of taking care of yourself. Start to look at, you may not be into gardening. You may maybe you're into cooking. Start to see, how can you eat quality meals? Not just go out and get something on the, flash if things are starting to open up. But start to look at, how can I eat healthier? How can I be aware of what I'm putting in my body? How can I make sure that it is the best for me? Okay? And let's start to practice some self-love. Let's get attached to our own body, our own self-care. Let go of the fear. Remember, Fear is false evidence appearing real. And remember, it says perception. Be careful to how you're looking at things. Attachment. Letting go. Letting go and letting go of fear. Remember, that was the first card that came out today. See that one? Lost love. If you're not taking care of yourself, you are experiencing a loss of love. You have got to start, we have all got to start taking better care of ourselves and making ourselves a number one priority. Even if you have children, you can take time, attend to their needs, especially if they're young, and carve out, if it's only 15 minutes a day, carve out 15 minutes where you can just sit quietly. Have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee. Tune out the cell phone, tune out Facebook, tune out all of the social media stuff, and just have time for yourself. Sit with your thoughts, sit with your feelings, sit with your body, and just notice what is going on. I often ask clients when they come in and they say, I was feeling anxious, and I'll ask them, where in your body did you feel that? And I'm asking them that so that they can start paying attention to where things are showing up in their body. Because our bodies are our best temperature for what's happening in our life. Give you a good example. Client comes in and they're like, I've been having a lot of pain in my shoulders. And I'll say, okay, which side? It's on the right side, and it really has been hurting a lot. And this is a simple explanation. And I'll say, okay, so what's going on? I'm not quite sure. So do you carry a backpack? Yeah. Do you put it on both shoulders? No, I usually only hold it on my right. That could be part of the issue. So start to look at how we look at things. And if you have something that's coming up in your life, or say a friend said something to you that you don't quite understand, or there's a situation in your life and you may need more clarity around it before you respond. Take a moment, step back. If it still doesn't feel good to you, stand up for yourself. Speak your truth. People may not like it. People may get upset with you. They may say, you know what, I need a timeout from you. I can't be around you right now. That's okay. That's a choice they make. But it is also a gift for you because you have stood up, you have taken your power back, and you are showing yourself self-love. And remember, pay attention to your intuition. That gut feeling, that little voice that you hear, that nudge that you get, that is your GPS, your intuition. Pay attention to it. And if you're not sure, reach out and ask the angels. And if you're not sure which angel to ask, just say, get the flock in here. And the angels that are supposed to come in and surround you will show up. And if you need signs, ask them for signs. If you need direction, ask them for direction. If you're not clear what you think the message is, ask again for clarity. That's what they're there for. But the first thing is you have to give them permission. And you give them permission by saying, I give you permission, or get in here and help me out, or however it sounds best to you. We have got to start using the tools that we have. A lot of people right now are in crises, especially with the job market. Start asking for clarity around your next job. Start asking for clarity around your situation. Start asking for clarity about an issue that may be coming up. Start getting clear about what is going on within your body so that you can start to bring it up, to acknowledge it, to become aware, and also to heal it. Okay, that's today's message, and I hope that you are safe. I hope that you are well, And I hope that you and your loved ones experience peace beyond all understanding. Namaste. And so it is. See you next time.